Hello, Waswere here, back with another video, and today we're continuing our Golden Reaper journey. Coming into this episode, we are 5 items away from Golden Reaper, and these are very tough items, so even getting 1 per episode would be great. Starting off this episode, we're seeing another Tuzzy, this time 29 KC for Mr. Bud Light. I think this is the 15th Tuzzy I've seen over the years, so we're definitely due, especially with all the extra loot rolls we have from re-rolling. This is the one boss that has started to break me. I did 10,000 Corp, I'm okay with doing another 5,000 AOD, but doing Beastmaster over and over and over and over again with no loot is slowly driving me away. But I just gotta persevere, and eventually I'll just get the drop. I've been racking my brain on this next item for a couple weeks, if not months now. Hard mode Verrago is one of the hardest bosses in the game to fill, as the only reason that people go to this boss is to get the Bomby pet or their 100 KC for insane final boss. It's less GP and more difficult than normal mode, so once someone has Bomby and 100 KC, you're unlikely to find them in hard mode unless they're helping out a friend. Really, the best way to get Bomby is to get a group of 5 or so people together and commit to getting everyone in the group Bomby, but I wanted the pet now and my friends weren't ready yet, so I decided to buy X-Logs. What are X-Logs? They are the concept that when the Verrago kill is over, all of the other members of the team will close their clients so that by the time the drops are calculated, I'm the only one left logged in and I get all 5 drops. This makes for quick kills with people who know what they are doing. The major downside is that it costs money and you're going to need to compensate these people for their time. It costs 85 mil a kill, but you get to keep all of the loot, which amounts to about 20 mil a kill back. Bomby's drop rate is 1 in 50 per pile, and you're going to end up with 5 piles per kill, so you're looking at a loss of about 650 mil in getting this pet if you go drop rate. In the very first hour, I did pick up a Seismic Singularity, which sold for 277 mil, and that needs to be split among the whole team, so about 45 mil extra, and I get to keep the 45 mil as well. It was a pretty uneventful 10 more kills, bringing our total up to 14 X-Logs done, so we're already dry on the pet, and we happened to get a Seismic Wand. This is pretty tragic because the wand is very cheap, so not getting as much money back, but also the wand and Sing are both more rare than Bomby, which is only a 1 in 10 drop rate. So I'm getting my luck in all the wrong places. I should also mention that you don't gain KC while doing this. Just the way they maul makes the game not give KC, so I'll still need to do another about 50 hard mode kills for insane final boss, regardless of buying these X-Logs. Yes, there it is, Bomby obtained. 4 items to go for Golden Reaper. Hell yeah. Let's go unlock this pet. So that is Bomby obtained. Let's go ahead and click on this ancient artifact here. And now we can summon the Bomby pet. One of the really cool things about Bomby is that you can change the color of it. And it can go to multiple colors. So we can go blue, red, green, or purple. That represents the 4 type of bombs that there are at Verrago. We'll see which one looks best with my outfit. Red probably goes the best, but maybe purple. Yeah, red is probably the best. So we're gonna stick with red, and this is going to be my pet for quite a while. We can edit down our Verrago to only include Vit and change our number here to 4. With that in mind, I am going to be doing a lot of duo Verrago in the future. So if you're someone who's able to bomb tank Verrago, leave your RSN in a comment down below because I do need a lot of partners and I'm probably going to be grinding this out a lot. I'll give you a bigger split if you already own Vitalis. Because that way it gives me a better chance, but you don't necessarily need to have Vitalis to be able to go with me. In terms of final boss at this point, all we need is the Jad pet, which I can get from minigames, the 100 hard mode Verrago KC, which I'm probably going to passively do with my friends, and then for Vitalis, I'm just going to be doing Verrago to knock that out. 128 PR, Beastmaster. Didn't even realize this, but we've now hit 3,000 next AOD. Since the last episode, we still only have that 1 personal Codex. That's about like 500 kills with that. But yeah, we still need the chest, so we're going to be here probably for another like 5,000 kills. Well, that's a good start. Personal Codex. Personals are so rare for me, it's always a good sight to see them. It's summer, and with summer in mind, I went up to my parents' cottage, hung out with some friends, had a couple beers on the dock, and played some golf. I did have some downtime during the days and got on for a couple hours and worked away at my Golden Reaper. Mostly, this was just the Angel of Death Perm team and any Solak or Beastmaster Durzag teams I could get myself on. But when I got back to the city, I noticed that the clips were laggy and the audio was awful. So I decided to scrap all of those drops except for one, and I'll just let the clip speak for itself.
Oh my fucking god. Holy shit, it happened. I need to take this, because otherwise they're gonna get mad at me. Oh my god! Yes!
Now that we're back in the city with slightly better audio, we can do a little bit of a post-pet drop debrief. I finished out that hour, which got me to a round 600 KC, which is pretty nice. Like, everyone loves a round number. And I'm technically done the Liberated title here, but I haven't claimed Yakimaru's helmet. And basically the reason behind that is if I get a non-pet drop as my last item for Golden Reaper, the broadcast is going to happen right away. And I kind of want to make a bit of an event out of it if I ever do end up getting all of the items. So to do that, you need to keep a pet in the bank. And Yakimaru is a pet that I'm never going to override my familiars with. So I'm okay with keeping that in the bank. And the Liberator title is something that I'm also not going to use. I'm probably going to do raids every once in a while, hop on for a meme raid with friends, but I'm definitely not going to be going every time, whenever I want, whenever I have loot, like just really grinding out. That part of raids is behind me. I'm very happy that this grind is done. It was really wearing me down, as every hour that I did with the Discord, I lost GP because I wasn't getting loot. And the lack of threshold made me scared to go 15 or 2000 KC dry on it. I do want to give a big shout out to all the people that were on the team and helped host kills and hours, as I wouldn't have gotten this pet without you. I'm going to leave a link to the Discord in the description if you want to grind out any of the Beastmaster Durzag pets. That's either Diddyzag or Little Tuzzy. Moving on, we now only have 3 items left, and I was hoping to get this done before God Wars Dungeon 3, but it's unlikely that I'll be able to get even one of these items before it's out. But for now, I'm just doing as much AOD, Solak, and Verrago as I can, while hoping for some solo PVM to come with God Wars Dungeon 3 to fill in the gaps when I need to do some solo content. While I've been away at my parents' cottage, I've been working on getting my sandstone up. And the reason why I want my sandstone up is the Blessed Flask. Every day you can get up to 75 sandstone, and you need a total of 1200 of the crystal and 1200 of the regular in order to make the Blessed Flask. So that means it takes about 12 to 14 days to get all the sandstone you need. And now, once I finish off this mine and then the one inside the Motherlode Maw area, I'll get to the actual crafting process. The first step in creating the Blessed Flask is turning the sandstone into molten sand. And we do it with 10,000 or I guess 40,000 total blessed sand. I bought 30,000 from the GE for, that looks like 3k each. And then I had another 10,000 myself. So we're going to go ahead and cancel the other 10,000 of the offer. And let's just look in the history. Yeah, 3,200 each on average. So this is what we need to make: 100 blessed sand, 3 soda ash, 3 sandstone, and 3 crystal flex sandstone. But we need to make, what is that? We need to make 400 of these total. And it looks like we have to make 3 at a time. So I'll be back when all 400 of these are made. And that is 400 blessed molten glass made. Our next step is going to be making 10 blessed molten glass golden and 10 blessed molten glass azure. So let's start with the golden, because these Hydrix Volt tips are going to be expensive. Now this step is nowhere near as bad because you only need to make 10 of them. Even though we got to do 1 per trip, it still works out to be very quick. Now, the Azure is basically the same thing, but instead of all the gold stuff, it's now blue things. And with the last Azure Molten Glass made, it's just a function of getting all the items in our inventory now. So we need 9 of these, 9 of these, or 10 of these. Then if we look at the remaining crafted items list, we need Necrate, Stone Spirits, Phasmatite, Stone Spirits, Elias Sea Salt, and Harmonic Dust. Luckily, I have a boatload of like every single Stone Spirit in my loot tab here. And I have been working on Salty, so I have a lot of all this stuff left over, and it's very easy for me to get this salt back up. And here goes, we're making the Blessed Flask shell. And ta-da! One basically final step, and that's actually crafting it into the Blessed Flask. Need to get a lot of items here, most of which are untradeable or require us to craft, but the main untradeable one is the positive energy, which we need to go get from the islands on the Ark. One of the interesting parts about the Blessed Flask is you need to fill it with extreme prayer potions, and you actually have to make the extreme prayer potions yourself, as they are untradeable. And it's a bit of a process because first you have to buy prayer potions, and then you have to make super prayer potions, and then from the super prayer potions you have to make extreme prayer potions. So it is a little annoying, but I won't be using this Blessed Flask too often. So I'm going to start off with getting 100 doses to start with. And then turning it into extremes just requires Primal Extract and Spark Chitin, both of which are very cheap. So it's really just the process of making these potions that's the pain, more so than the actual cost associated with them, like it is with overloads and those higher tier overloads. And because of all the herblore savings and potion duplication, I started with 99 wyvern bones because I accidentally buried one instead of grinding one, and I still had 147 extreme prayer 3s by the end of it, which we're going to convert to 4 doses now. Yeah, so I'd say about every single wyvern bone you buy, you'll end up with 1 4-dose extreme prayer potion. But let's finish making the Blessed Flask now. We still have our shell, and let's get the rest of the items. There it is, our 5th light core. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to do. You can see here we got 20 as a drop, so that kind of guesses a 1 in 4 rate on converting the manifest. And with that in mind, I think I probably killed about 150 of them. Need to make the Blessed Flask. The overall cost of these items, I want to say, is about 150 mil. The bulk of it being the 40,000 Blessed Sand we bought. At 3k each, that was 120 mil. And then all these sort of little things add up as well. And then there's the opportunity cost of not using the sand zone to make potion flasks or crystal flasks. So I would say a rough estimate of 150 mil is probably what it takes to make the Blessed Flask. And there we go, all the items from our inventory is gone, and we are left with the Blessed Flask. So what does this Blessed Flask actually do for us? We can take 20 Extreme Prayer 4s and store them in our Blessed Flask for a maximum amount of 80 doses. Now, if you do 80 times 565, you get about 45,000. And why is that good? Well, to get 45,000 prayer, you would need a lot of restores. If we look at a restore flask, each one is about 2,000 prayer points. So this Blessed Flask has about 22 super restores in one inventory spot. Now, there isn't a lot of places that I use restores because the only time you use restores is when you're using a Nihil instead of a Ripper Demon. And of all the boss logs I have left, which is now only 3, Verrago is the only place that I use in Nihil. And it's nice because Verrago is a long fight as well, so I need 2 inventory slots for restores and 3 for hard mode. That is my current Verrago preset, and I can take out the Super Restore Flask, both of them, put in a Blessed Flask, and then I have an extra spot either for a switch, like bringing chins, or I have the ability to bring another piece of food if I deem that to be a good spend, or another type of bowl. Like maybe I also want to bring rubies on top of hydrixes and onyxes now. But this is going to be really nice for Verrago, and seeing as we still need to get Vitalis and we're only at 1 threshold, we're looking at probably another like 500 to 1,000 kills there. So I thought I might as well get the Blessed Flask early rather than later. Let's talk about hard mode Verrago. It's now been a couple weeks since I got that Bomby and my friends are now ready to go to hard mode. I still need 51 KC for the 100 and I want to help my friends get their pet so they don't have to shell out for those X-Lugs like I had to. Basically what we've been doing is each week we do an hour or two, get everyone their mauls, and then whoever has Bomby chance gets priority on rules. My friend Arceus has had Bomby chance for quite a while, so he's going to be basing until he gets the pet. And because he's the only one that has Bomby chance that doesn't have it at this moment, the bomb tank roles are open for people who just want to go for Vitalis, so I've been learning to hard mode bomb tank. What makes hard mode special is that there are 11 total phases. The first 2 are virtually identical to normal mode. Then for phase 3, which is normally different for each week, on ceilings you do phase 3 ceilings, team split you do phase 3 team split. Instead you do all 6 weeks back to back on every week. On top of that, Verrago shoots out 2 blue bombs at once instead of only 1, so you need a second bomb tank, and communication between the 2 is key. With power creep, it's incredibly quick to go through all of those phase 3s, and we are 6-man, so we get it with virtually no reflex. For Rangers, the rotation is a very basic ECB before the phase starts, SGB immediately, Greater Ricochet, and Snapshot. If there's 6 of us there and we all do that, it basically dies. Just do that phase after phase. Eventually you get all the way to phase 10, which is like phase 5 in normal mode, and you have to push Verrago back to the wall and maul him. Verrago's rotation gets very complicated, but we deal so much damage so quickly that he basically moonwalks to the end. Once you maul him, he flips around on you and you need to push him back to where you started, and then the kill is finally over. We're basically in this until we all get Bomby and our 100 KC for IFB. It's been about 20 kills and we finally got our first Bomby, so big grats to Arceus, and that brings the team up to 4 total Bombies. With that, that's going to be the end of this episode of Boss Man. We've made a ton of progress, getting 2 pets down and only 3 items left for Golden Reaper. The amount of items I have left is going to explode with God Wars Dungeon 3, but maybe we can get just lucky enough to get 1 more item before it comes out. If you enjoy the content I'm creating, consider subscribing, and if you like the video, drop a like on it. You have no idea how much it helps me out. Past that, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.